Hello, everybody. Welcome to Road to Endgame, a Marvel movie podcast where we here on the Inner Access review at this point, two Marvel movies a week, sometimes more, on the Road to Endgame. I'm Bronson, joined by Stephanie.
I'm sorry, it was stuck in my head. Hey, guys.
Hey, so this week we're having to jump a little bit ahead in the release order because it came out and we finally saw it in theaters.
This glorious movie, this absolute darling of America.
Pretty good.
Captain Marvel. Wow, you killed my fucking hype.
You
killed my hype train so hard just now.
It was a pretty good flick. I liked it.
Right. What I noticed just right off the bat that I didn't notice like before going into even seeing the movie was the fact that the cat's in the fucking
The
poster.
Yeah.
What the hell?
That was a cool little...
I'm dying.
That was a cool little thing if you caught it. So this is the first prequel since the first Captain America.
Yeah.
Which it's set in like 1996, and it stars Brie Larson as a Kree soldier with these magical laser fist powers. And she doesn't remember jack shit.
Well, no one else has these magical laser fist powers. I actually thought everyone was going to have those magical laser fist powers.
At first I did too. I thought like all the Krees were going to have them, and I was like, oh.
They didn't.
No, like she has the magical laser fist powers, and I wanted... This movie's weird for me because it reminds me a lot of the first Avengers in the sense that I find the first act to be super fucking weird and dry and I was so fucking just done with this movie until she landed on Earth. Yeah. And even then, I was more entertained.
It very much immersed you into her world. And if you were confused, here's the psychology of it, folks.
Mm-hmm.
She was too, and so you felt her confusion.
I think that's one argument for it. I wasn't confused. I understood what was happening. I was just like...
As a psychologist, I felt a sense of disorientation, but duty, and that's exactly what I feel they were going for. Not necessarily what they wanted the audience to feel, but definitely what they wanted, Veers at the time to feel.
Yeah, Veers. Yeah. I just... That first... basically until she lands on Earth, I'm just like, oh my fucking god, will you please just...
Alright, so the
going.
memory splicing is very disorienting. I will give you that. She's trying to remember her past. She can't, and everybody around her is like, don't remember your past. We saved you. Also control your emotions. Your emotions are connected to your past. Forget your past and you can control your emotions. Ain't that suspicious?
The entire time, part of the problem with a movie like this is it's called Captain Marvel. You know what she is going to become. So,
she's technically already there, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Because she can do laser fists.
Yeah, but, for me, it didn't, it picked up when Sam Jackson finally, got in the movie. And
did you just call him Sam Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson.
How dare you? You don't know him that way. Sam Jackson. I'm going to tell your mom.
Okay.
Freaking disrespected an American icon by calling him Sam Jackson.
Maybe he's fine being called Sam Jackson.
Tell your girlfriend, too.
Okay.
You're gonna have the wrath of women upon you for Sam Jackson.
But no, so they finally meet up with Nick Fury. And that's when the movie started being more entertaining. And because I feel a lot of this movie, her by herself is not really entertaining that much.
Not at first, and it's because she's so confused and she's not sure of who she is.
But even when she gets there, I'm just like, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it.
I do in the end.
At the very end, once she's in fucking space and blowing shit up, and I'm just like, okay.
Not in space, but when she's fighting like
Like
their
on
god.
the ship. Yeah, on the ship.
Like when she gets control of herself on the ship from like their quote unquote god.
Yeah, their AI. Yeah. But no, so like, and even like at that point in the movie, I'm like, she is far better when she plays off other people. Like every scene where she was in it with Nick Fury, I was like, this is great. When she was playing off someone else, always really entertaining. But like anytime she is by herself, I'm just kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I enjoyed her. I'm going to totally disagree with you on that.
Fair enough. You know, like this movie's weird for me because like I like a lot of it. Like I like a lot of it. But like the parts I dislike, I have a fucking just seething hatred for.
It felt like a 90s movie in the points that I wasn't too fond of, and in that it made me feel nostalgic, and in turn it turned it around for me and made it better.
You want a movie felt like a 90s movie to me? Fucking Venom.
Yeah.
That's what felt like a fucking 90s movie.
Oh, that's great. It's like a 90s 2000s movie, right? No, it just came out. What?
It's like for fans of the genre, they'll enjoy this early 2000s, you know, masterpiece. Wait, it came out when? You're right. You're serious? Yes. Oh. Okay then.
Good reference, bud.
Yeah. But no. So back to this movie though. We'll do the Spider-Man film some other time. Other than Homecoming, of course.
I mean, it is a Marvel movie.
Well, we could go do those Toby and fucking what's his face Spider-Mans and
none of the
Venom
other Spider-Men, just Venom and freaking like
Morpheus,
Tom Holland.
Oh god. But no. So this
Tom Holland is a good one.
he's one of the two good ones. Yes.
We'll get into this debate later.
Yeah, that's a 2-hour argument.
That is a 2-hour argument.
Yeah, so no, the like I love the music. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is great. They pull a bunch of really good 90s tracks all across the board. I really love from the twist. Well, fuck it, will spoil it at this point. Warning, spoilers, gonna spoil the fuck out of this movie so hard.
We're going to spoil your mind, but not your appetite.
So, if you follow Marvel closely, which you've read some of the comics, I've read some of the comics. Mm-hmm. Did you know who the Skrulls were prior to this movie?
Skrull.
Like skull with an R.
Skrull.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So, did you know who the Skrulls were going into the movie?
No.
Okay, so
just flat out no.
so the Skrulls in the
I am definitely more of an X-Men person.
Fair enough.
So.
Which is funny because I fucking don't like most of the X-Men.
How dare you?
That's
why Scarlet Witch is like my favorite Avenger. It's because she's actually an X-Men. Or part of the X-Men universe.
My favorite X-Men that is not Wolverine is Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler's pretty freaking dope. Anyway, back to the point.
Yeah. Fucking never on topic ever.
That's okay. They find it entertaining enough.
So the Skrulls in the comics though are like just like legit just bad guys. Like it's not like this movie where it's just like, oh.
I like this movie.
Yeah, like as someone like going in as a comics goer and just like just expecting like, oh, the Skrulls, they're gonna be bad guys, and in Far From Home, Nick Fury's probably.
I mean, they made it look like it at the beginning of the movie, like holy
well,
crap.
yeah, that's why it's a twist.
Yeah.
Just like how going to this movie, I thought Nick Fury in Far From Home is a Skrull. No, he just is gonna survive. Mm-hmm. Endgame. Like when Nick Fury was in the Endgame trailer, I'm like, you're a motherfucking Skrull. I know it. And now
the sad thing is, they freaking told us at least 2 people who are going to survive Endgame, and that's so sad.
You know, here's the thing though: if you really pay attention, you knew about this before going into Infinity War. Like before watching Infinity War, it's like, huh. untitled Spider-Man and Black Panther movie are listed on their production sheet for 2020.
Yeah, that's very true. They didn't have these things under wraps whatsoever, and
Like,
I feel like that's a huge...
The thing
okay,
is,
we didn't know what was going to happen
we didn't know what was going to
until now. And we have been so in the dark and whimsically going along with shit until now that I feel like they took that away from us by just giving us the future movie lineup just because everybody was so freaking, like, grabby at the whole future thing.
They've been doing it since the first Avengers movie. The thing is, most of the general public doesn't pay attention to it. So that's
everyone can go boop themselves.
That, like, you just happen to run in a circle where, like, we know all the shit, that we keep track of all this shit.
Yeah.
I
just made me sad.
You
it made me super sad because I'm just like, oh, that suspense is over.
Like, it's like, okay, thing is, I already knew it. Like, no way they're gonna keep Spider-Man dead.
You don't know? That'd be like in Harry Potter, you didn't know that she was just gonna start killing everybody, and she says that she feels bad about it, but then she turns around and fucking just still kills everyone.
Here's the thing, though. Spider-Man is Marvel's, like, biggest superhero.
At this, they just got him. They're not gonna immediately kill him.
It's like, and the thing is, like, I want everyone to know this as far as revenue is concerned. It is Spider-Man in popularity, and then everyone else. Oh, shit. Even after the Avengers got popular and Marvel became a household brand, Spider-Man is still far and away their most popular character.
I mean, my family, at least 2 generations, Spider-Man cakes. At least 2 generations. That's without the movies.
Yeah, when I was a kid, before the movies were out, I had Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
And I watched.
No, so I can totally attest to that.
Yeah, like
I can chalk that one up in that board.
Yeah, so I liked the scroll twist a lot though.
The scroll twist was beautiful.
That was fucking like so good. I thought, okay, we're gonna have some end conflict where she defeats both the scrolls and the Kree at the end.
It really comes to fruition when they're on the ship and they find the refugees that have been there for like freaking 6 years alone playing one pinball machine.
I like how they actually keep, and this is something that Marvel's gotten better and better at, is like keeping universe continuity. Yeah. By like having the dude from Guardians and Ronan in the movie, because they were both Kree and they fought for the Kree, and here they are in this movie.
And everyone that's not Kree or under Kree law is like going to perish, and that was the whole thing in Guardians, and that's the whole thing now.
Yeah, exactly. So that was really well done. I like the continuity there. I just really like the entire back half because you start like that scene in the elevator when Nick Fury was like boss was a Skrull. And Nick Fury figures it out that his boss is a Skrull in the fucking elevator.
Yeah.
That was fucking great.
No, I like that. And it's like, it wasn't even like a curious look or a suspicious look. He clearly looked at him like, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. What the hell did you just call me? Kind of Samuel L. Jackson look. Or it's just like, pray to God, motherfucker, gun to head. What the hell did you just call me?
Yeah. So, the one thing that you and I were talking about before we record this is the eyeball thing.
Yeah.
So in this movie it was very obvious we're going to get... Because this is a little bit of Nick Fury backstory. Not all of it, but a little bit.
So you're wondering... the whole premise... Sorry to interrupt, but the whole premise behind it is literally throughout the movies leading up to this one, every time he says... don't trust, like, anyone, or be careful who you trust, blah, 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 blah.
I trusted someone, this is how I lost my eyeball. That is the exact line. Yeah.
Thank you. But no, he also says don't trust, like, anyone, or don't, like, trust no one, or, like, he says various iterations of it. And he always points to his patched eye. And freaking, like, so because he has 2 eyes in this movie, we know he's going to lose it by the end of this movie. And... we think, like, throughout the entire movie, like, how the hell is he going to lose it? You got spoiled. I didn't. I didn't get
spoiled. I just fucking Reddit predicted it right.
Well, this is why I don't read Reddit.
You should read Reddit.
I shouldn't read Reddit. It spoils things, clearly.
It's a great way to kill time at work.
Oh, my goodness.
But no. But no, so, like, someone posted a Reddit thread, like, months and months ago. So, like, wouldn't it be funny if this is how he lost his eye? And I'm like, no, that'd be stupid. And you're stupid. And I went, and then, like, the more I thought about it, I'm like, that's how they're gonna fucking do this, isn't they? They're gonna make him lose it to the fucking cat.
Yep. He lost it to the cat.
Not in, like...
They can edit it out.
Yeah, so... Not like fighting the Kree or a Skrull or like...
And there were so many chances, but they didn't even hint at it.
They
didn't even, like... They not hint, but they didn't even, like... play at it in any other situation. Just all of a sudden, round.
Yeah, I remember there were a couple of scenes where you thought, oh, maybe he could lose his eye, but no, like even then, like
the car crash when he had, but that wasn't even close. They were hinting, but like they weren't really.
You want to know what I would have really enjoyed? For them not to fuck up his eye in this movie.
Just leave it to the wind on how he lost his goddamn eye.
There's 25 years between like 15 years between this and Avengers 1? Or 13 years before Iron Man, so it's 13 years between those two movies. So it's
he could have lost his eye.
So he could have lost his eye in that 13 years.
He actually didn't mind because he loved the cat so much.
Yeah. I liked the twist with the cat where just the tentacles come out.
It's a flurkin.
It's a flurkin, starts eating people. I like how she just it's a flurkin, and then 5 minutes later, tentacles.
Right, and it's not the fact that the reason why it keeps its shape the entire time, even though it shoots out tentacles and keeps it was the Tesseract, right?
Yeah, it was the Tesseract.
The Tesseract in its belly.
That's a plot hole.
That's a huge plot hole. I don't know how that fits into everything, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Is because a flurkin is actually a shapeshifter with a pocket dimension inside of itself.
Huh.
So, that's how it's able to eat all those bad guys, but also hold the Tesseract in and keep its kitty shape.
Huh.
And also look like a kitty. Fun fact, it also lays eggs.
Interesting. I wonder how it got off Earth.
Flurkin, baby!
Because, it's in no other movie.
It can lay eggs, Bronson. We can have flurkins.
I also like the reveal of how she got her uniform.
I do too.
Because the entire time you're watching the movie, it's it's this green thing. It's this
Kree.
green thing. It's Kree. And you get to the end when they're setting up for the big climax, and she goes to her best friend's daughter, and is like, yo, what color should we make the suit? And she's just like Air Force colors, this shirt. Do it.
Yep.
Because the whole thing is she used to be an ex-Air Force pilot, and her former mentor had this thing to do faster than light travel.
And it was because she was a Kree until she found out that the Kree were actually the bad guys.
Yeah, I really like that end fight scene though. That once again.
Oh my goodness, it gave me chills the minute that she was just freaking and I love the meme that goes with it. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love the meme that goes with it. Everyone else fights Captain America gets up for justice, for America, Iron Man gets up for freaking Pepper and the fact that he's let so many people down. She gets up because she's just pissed. She gets up for herself. She gets up for literally just anger and herself and fuck you in the face. And I love that.
I also liked in that end fight scene on Earth, he tries to goad her into a hand-on-hand fight.
And you know what? We've seen that in a couple of instances in the past. Especially Black Panther because it's so traditional. But with this, she just gave no fucks.
Just laser ball.
Lasered him into the fucking thing.
You really get to see how powerful she is for Endgame. for the setup for Endgame.
Well, yeah, because she's not even on the ship when they're all flying away. She's flying next to it.
Yeah, no,
Like infinite power here, but guys, like infinite power. She does use the helmet to breathe, so I think she does need oxygen.
she can't breathe in space.
Yeah, she can't breathe in space, but she clearly doesn't age anymore because it's been 20 years and she looks exactly the same.
Yeah, it's been longer. It's been 24 years at the point.
24 years, she still looks the same. If she was 25, she'd be 50-something. She does not look like she's in her 20s.
Yeah, so, what did you think of the Endgame teaser where it's like the Avengers found Nick Fury's pager, and I'm like, well, keep the signal going. It has to be going to somewhere.
They turn around, she's right there because it turned off. It's because she touched back down to Earth.
Yeah, she's like, where's Fury?
Yeah.
And it just cuts to black, and then you see the Avengers.
And she looks kind of disheveled too, if you notice.
Well, I mean, if you've been spending the last 25 years fighting space bad guys.
I know, but I mean, like, it just made me think that she just went through some shit herself because I mean, like, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
What if her Skrull friggin' friends just got cut in half?
Yeah, or wherever she was in the galaxy. And then you also have to think like Nick Fury's like one of her 3 really, really good homies.
Mm-hmm. And so she's pissed that she's finding the signal with Fury not at the end of that line.
Yeah, and then like you have the whole I love how in the trailer that came out the next day, like at the end of it, like Thor meets her and he's like, I like this one.
Yeah.
I want to see her fight Thor.
I want to see her fight Thor and Hulk.
I think
you know what? I think Hulk would actually like her to the point where he would like freaking either push her over like lovingly like he does the Valkyrie, or he like hugs her. I want to see Hulk hug her. I want to see Hulk hug anyone.
I like how Hulk and Thor just got so much beef. It's great. Oh.
Well, I mean, they fight to be the most loved, the strongest, the best Avenger.
The strongest Avenger.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to Ragnarok.
Yeah,
soon.
we will get to Ragnarok. I didn't have huge opinions. Like, I didn't have good opinions about that movie until I watched it a second time.
Same.
It loses a star though, and we'll talk about that more. But loses a star because of the fact that I had to watch it twice to make me like it.
I'm not going to go that far, but like I said, we'll loop around to it. Like I said, I'm going into all these fresh rewatch, or in the case of this movie, first time going. But yeah, like, this movie, for me, all goes back to that original hump of, like, once she touchdowns on Earth, I'm far more interested. But even then, I'm still kind of like,
I just love the psychological aspect of it. I like the fact that they don't normally put good psychology in it. Like, I don't feel like they portrayed Tony's PTSD very well, and that's just my opinion. Honestly, PTSD can vary from patient to patient, which is why what they portrayed it actually could happen. But I feel like they could have done something slightly different with it to make it feel more authentic, because it was a little jarring when they did it then. And then here with the amnesia, with her trying to get her sense of self and her sense of the past back, and while trying to keep her sense of justice and duty in play, I feel like they definitely did a good job.
For me though, like, as a moviegoer, and not from a psychological aspect, this was aspect from just a moviegoer, and the viewpoint of just a writer and a. You're really getting a fucking kick out of it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
You have not slept much.
No, it's just
Aspect, sorry. And viewpoint.
It's like everyone else in the world has this ass point. Like this derogatory point of view.
This from like the viewpoint of a moviegoer and the viewpoint of a writer, especially as a writer, I'm looking at this, I'm being like, this could be structured better. You could have fed this to us in a different way. Like, I think almost doing, like, honestly, I think starting at the point, like, you can chop off up to the point of when she's captured and just do the, like, oh, she's captured by Skrull and, like, memory fucking probe thing. And, like,
I
still...
personally liked it. That loses a star for you, but that gains a star for me.
Yeah,
because
like,
because of the fact that they threw in actual psychology and actual, like, freaking amnesia patient stuff into it.
Like, I think that you could have done that in a more entertaining way.
I think it was, I think it was very artsy and very innovative of them. I think they took a step in the right direction.
As for... And even then, like, disregarding it, though, it's just like... Like, I look at other movies where I do like their first act, where, I think of, like, the first Iron Man, where, like, the first act of that movie is so good. And, like, I feel like they could have done something a little closer to that. But, eh. Other than that, I really liked it. Great soundtrack, great visuals. I feel as though she in this role will improve. She's a little wooden.
Well, what has she done before?
I believe she's a big name. Brie Larson.
Brie Larson? Okay, let's look this up.
But yeah, like...
Okay, let's see what she's done in movies. She'll be in Avengers Endgame. She was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Don't know what of, though.
Oh, she was Scott's ex. One of her exes, the one who dated the vegan.
Oh, yeah! I liked her in that.
Yeah.
She wasn't in any...
She won the Academy Award for Best Actress in the comedy for playing a kidnap victim in the drama Room.
I don't know. I just can't remember.
She was in 21 Jump Street.
I don't remember what she was in that.
Okay, so she's obviously a good actress, though.
She definitely... I see a lot of diverse roles in here. I just don't see a lot of stuff that we've seen, so clearly she's more mainstream than nerd, and she is crossing over into nerddom hardcore by being one of the biggest freaking heroes.
Yeah, like...
Other than being in Scott Pilgrim.
And also, like, once again, Academy Award winner for a drama.
She was also in 13 Going on 30.
Like I said, I think it's honestly a case of where you go back and, like... It honestly reminded me of a Phase 1 movie. Like, a Thor...
Oh my god, she was 6 chick number 3, so she was a kid.
But no, like, it kind of reminds me of, like, one of the Phase 1 movies. Like, Iron Man 1, or Thor 1, or Captain America 1.
I feel like they could have had this then, but they did want to have a huge reveal for her, and they wanted to have, like, the right person for it, and... Honestly, I feel like she did a super good job.
But very...
Get it? Super.
But very similar to how, like, watching Thor's first performance and have it be like, hey, you're a little wooden, you're a little rough.
At least we didn't have all those Dutch angles.
Now I just want to see a Captain Marvel remake with just tons of Dutch angles.
Tons of Dutch angles. Also drink every time you have a Dutch angle. You would die.
Yeah, don't do that while watching the first
die.
Thor.
Oh my gosh. And then they even have it... Like,
in the second...
No, they have it in the Avengers just for Thor and Loki.
But yeah, like, I feel as though, like, it's... And you can see it, like, at the end of the movie, she's a little more comfortable, at least, it seems like. But even then, I'm just like...
We can even look at it from a psychological aspect, again, because she doesn't even know who the hell she is, let alone how to act. And then it develops into her... being comfortable in her own skin, and look at that, but she's less wooden in her acting.
Even though she's still really wooden at the end of that movie.
I don't think she is.
She's not as wooden, but, like, she's still very much just like, you are not comfortable as this character yet, and I can tell.
I would have to disagree.
We disagree on this movie a lot, it seems.
Yeah, we do. This is the first movie where we're not just like, oh yeah, buddy!
Yeah.
And then, like, my hype isn't as hype as your hype, or vice versa, and that's how we come up with 5 and 4, or 4 and 5,
yeah.
3 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah, like sitting on it and thinking on it for a couple weeks, 2 weeks because we've been just slammed, and then last week we were dying.
Was she an orphan? Because I forget if she was like an orphan. Like I know
I
that.
forget her. Yeah, she was bullied as a kid, and then bullied at the academy for Air Force.
Yeah, I know she had like a bad dad.
Oh yeah, the Avengers are actually named after her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. The Avengers Initiative is named after her.
Yeah, because he's like the protectors or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then just like he sees that picture of her next to her file.
And then of course in Ragnarok you have the Revengers.
But like you see in her file, Carol the Avenger Danvers.
Mm-hmm.
And just
well, no, Carol, not Carol the Avenger Danvers.
Mm-hmm.
Like her plane's called the Avenger.
Yeah.
So so he takes her plane, like essentially what she flies, and calls it the Avengers Initiative.
And then it took them 13 years to find people.
Well, he had to like first research and like I think they carefully picked out people as they developed because they already had Black Widow and Hawkeye for a while.
Yeah, but neither of those are just people. Just really. Hawkeye in particular is a dude. Is literally a dude.
Dressed as a dude, disguised as another dude.
Like, Black Widow, it's like, okay, like, you look at her background, and you're like, alright, that's super-ish. But, like, you look at Hawkeye, and I'm like, this is literally just a guy with a bow and arrow!
But he can shoot stuff without looking, and actually, like calculate, like, in real time, the freaking air current versus where he needs to hit.
Yeah, no, he is the literal world's best with a bow and arrow.
That makes him an Avenger.
Okay.
Also, secret family.
He looks like he's gonna be very fucked up about his secret family.
Yeah, that's very true.
But overall, I liked it.
He gets like a mohawk, like a fucking emo mohawk, and he becomes super emo.
Overall, I liked it. I was, after sitting on it for a while...
He lost his wife, Velma.
After sitting on it for a while, I was debating between a 3 or 4. I'll still in a 4. Oh, what was the Stan Lee cameo? Oh, it's the bus.
Not just that, but
the
thing that made us cry at the beginning.
The guy at the theater is just like... There's some dude in the theater who was just laughing at us.
No, because he was just like, come on!
That was me. I think I said that. I was like, oh. And then, I hear the guy over there just be like, ah.
I think he was laughing because, he's just like, this is what you're doing to us, you fucks. But, no, what we haven't talked about is the great soundtrack.
Yeah, I brought that up. I was like, this soundtrack's great. 90s.
I am very sorry, but I feel like we didn't talk about it enough.
I downloaded it on my phone. It's a very good mix of 90s hits.
I really enjoy it too. Grunge apparently is my thing.
Grunge is basically...
I wasn't allowed to listen to music in the 90s.
Grunge is basically just 90s emo, but better.
By the way, if you guys want to listen to that, you're going to have to come watch other things or go on other social media because I can't go into my psyche on this podcast. But the Stan Lee cameo, because, okay, so...
Okay, let's talk about the actual cameo, because the thing at the beginning is not a cameo.
No, I'm not calling that a cameo, but that shout-out was definitely heart-wrenching.
Yeah, well, I mean, you knew it was coming.
He was practicing lines on the bus.
Yeah. That was cute. It was, Endgame was gonna be his last cameo.
Let's not talk about him dead anymore.
Okay, fair
or
enough.
his last whatever, because I almost cried.
I thought the tributed Spider-Verse was actually a little better at the end.
Oh, it was. It very much was.
But that made sense, because Spider-Man was his favorite. He heavily implied always Spider-Man was his favorite. Mm-hmm.
He clearly doesn't like Hulk because he killed himself in the movie. He got himself killed, rather, but yeah. So the cameo itself, without the sentimentality, I would give a 4 or 3 actually.
Yeah,
it's solid, but it's not that funny.
Yeah.
It's not that memorable. with the sentimentality, it's a 6 out of 5.
But we have to go on the cameo itself.
And this is why it's a 3.
Same.
It's a hard 3.
It's very much in line with like the Iron Man ones, where it's like, it's good.
You know what? As much as I love this movie, I did agree with you on some of the flaws. Oh, we didn't even talk about the freaking plot hole.
Oh,
the giant. Plot
so the Tesseract is the Space Stone, and Thanos and Loki have that shit at the beginning of Avengers. First off, the shit goes into space in Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, that makes sense. That where everyone got that. Cool. But how'd it go from the cat having it to Thanos and Loki having it on Asgard, and then it going from Loki, the Avengers, back to Thanos? Like, okay, that made sense, but like, how did
how does it go from
the cat to Thanos?
It goes from
the
Earth
cat to Loki,
space
to cat to Loki?
Yeah, see, I don't know. Like, the thing is, they hadn't really gone to Earth yet. They hadn't really gone to Midgard.
They didn't even know what Midgard was, barely.
No, they knew what Midgard was, but they didn't visit it. Yeah. They didn't need to, because they didn't think any of the Infinity Stones were on there, but they were trying to, gather everything, at least, to keep it safe from the universe. Mm-hmm. They had a couple of things that were in their possession, honestly. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I mean, it's super weird that they don't go there, but suddenly from the 90s to
2012 is when the first Avengers happens.
Yeah.
So, like a 13, 15, 17-year difference.
Yeah.
So
17-year difference, what in that time made it to where...
Made it go from Cat to Loki.
Yeah, so that in itself is the reason why it brought it down for me from a 5 to a 4.
That one thing?
Yeah.
You are the world's weirdest critic. Okay, whatever.
I'm so sorry, but I feel what I feel, and I rate what I rate.
For me, I was floating between 3 and a 4, 3 and a 4, 3 and a 4 this past 2 weeks.
I feel like because of the beginning and the plot hole, it should be more of a 3 for you.
But man, I like that second act onward.
Yeah.
It's really
Except
good.
Except for the plot hole.
I'm more willing to, just kind of fucking breeze through that. Just Thanos murdered a cat and gave it to Loki to conquer Earth. Okay. That's not the weirdest thing to think of.
Well, no, it wasn't in the cat. He didn't have to kill the cat to freaking get the thing back.
That is not Thanos' style. Thanos fucking just, snapped that cat's neck.
I want to know how he got it now, and I want to know where the cat is. I will protect all the cats from Thanos.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I'm willing to give it a 3 or a 4. I'll go 3. So we have a 3 and a 4.
I am a solid 4.
I'm debatable between 3 and a 4, but I'll give it a 3.
No, I feel like... Who is the director for this?
That's an excellent question.
Let me look it up. Anyway, I feel like they did a great job.
They did a good job. It did feel like a Phase 1 movie. Very much. It reminded me of,
It kind of had to be. Because it's introducing her.
Yeah, but I don't know. Because Ant-Man didn't feel like a Phase 1 movie. And neither did Guardians.
But it is a flashback. And neither did Black Panther feel like a Phase 1 movie.
Yeah, Black Panther didn't either.
But this felt like it.
This felt like something like...
Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck.
I don't know who that is.
And 2 directors.
Also, this has nothing...
You have 2 women. So there's Geneva Robertson Dworet also contributing to the screenplay. So you have 2 women contributing. Of course it has a lot of psychology in it. Not to be sexist. I mean, my therapist is a dude, and he's great.
No, it's one of the... Also, this does not affect my, scoring or opinion of the movie at all. it just feels weirdly placed.
It does. I feel like it could have even happened before Iron Man.
Oh no, I
no, like in my opinion, it could have happened before Iron Man. And I feel like it could have been Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and then Captain America.
I think you needed a lot of goodwill before you can make this movie. I think you needed a lot of goodwill before you can make this movie.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm saying like how you should watch it is definitely like it's Captain America first, right?
Well, yeah, it's in the 40s.
And then Captain Marvel, and then
Iron Man.
If
you're gonna go in chronological order, yes. But I'm saying like from like how they released it in theaters.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, but it feels out of place because of the fact that it does in fact feel like it should be before Iron Man.
Well, it feels out of place because it feels like if they would have released this like midway through Phase 3 or the end of Phase 2, I'd been like, okay, cool. But like the fact that it's like it is literally a month before Endgame, like a month and a half before Endgame, and it's just like. Because you look at the lineup, because you look at Infinity War, and you're like, okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp. A few months later, it's a little bit of a palette.
I feel like we could have even like had it before Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I mean, yes. I'm actually saying you probably should have happened a little bit before Infinity War, and the reason I say that is because you look at Infinity War and you look at its ending, and you're like, fucking, dude, I can't fucking wait for Avengers. I think you can squeeze one movie in that spot. I think that Ant-Man is the good...
They'd have to totally change the end, like, cutscenes.
Yeah, you can totally just take that out to something else.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, you don't even need to change the end cutscene, because she flew off into space and...
Well, no, I'm talking about the end credits stuff.
For Infinity War?
No, for Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
How she comes back after and in that scene it shows that like millions are reported billions are reported missing because half the world is now gone.
Yeah, but anyway, the reason I say this though is like you have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is kind of a palate cleanser. Like Infinity War is very heavy, very like the end is like oh fuck. So you have Ant-Man and the Wasp a little bit.
Okay, so here's what they could have done. I just thought of something. They could have had it. They could have had the movie, and then they could have had that cutscene. Like they either could have kept that in, and you would have been like, "What the fuck happened?" You know, or you could have had it at the beginning of Endgame.
Yeah, that would have been fine too. Like just Nick Fury being like, "What the fuck is happening?" You know, just like and then like.
No, not even that because that needed to be at the end where like it hits the button.
Yeah.
And like it.
Yeah, and then you have... Well, we need to see what the beginning of Endgame is. We don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, we don't know.
We all know... We just know Ant-Man is coming to save the day.
Sorry, I didn't mean Endgame. I meant not have it at the beginning... Not have the Nick Fury scene at the beginning of Infinity War.
Oh.
Because you were saying that it would lead into that. But no, I still want that at the end because then it would lead back to the beginning. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. We don't need the whole end to lead back to the beginning.
But regardless of order thing, I'm talking about I'm not even talking about like the whole storytelling as a whole. I'm like, Infinity War is a very heavy movie, and the end is horribly shocking. And you have Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is like, all right, palate cleanser, like real light, breezy fun. Ending's a little bit of a like. Pump you up for Endgame, like, oh shit, what's going to happen to Ant-Man? And then I think having Endgame be the next movie would have been fitting because, like, this movie is not super heavy, but it's also not as, like, light and breezy as Ant-Man is. Mm-hmm. Like, Ant-Man, both the Ant-Man movies are very, like, funny, like, light films.
Even though it has some very serious stuff in it.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Like, you have death and, like, kidnapping, like, straight up murder.
Yeah, dude gets boogered.
Yeah, seriously. Or you explodes the little lamb baby. You really enjoyed how I said that, didn't you?
Yes. Versus, so I think, like, just having this either before Ant-Man or before Infinity War, because it's just like having two movies before Endgame just is rough, bro, and it feels weirdly paced.
Yeah, honestly, I get what, I could have been okay with the 6-hour movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just me.
Just maybe do an intermission at most theaters.
Yeah. I mean, they used to do an intermission for 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Titanic is 3.5 hours.
Could you imagine in modern day IMAX movie theaters if fucking Disney came out and said, this movie's going to be 6 hours and have an intermission?
I'd be down. My body would be ready.
I think that'd be then again though, so the thing is you don't want it to be too bloated. And it's the same thing with I'm not going to say too much about Infinity War because we're going to do it because I'm going to gush about Infinity War when we actually get to Infinity War.
Yeah.
But Infinity War is a movie I genuinely believe will be taught in film school in about 15 years. And the reason is because of what it does to expectations, what it does to pacing, what it does to all this different shit. And you look at that, and you look at the way it ends, it's like, okay, it's very much the way I've been describing it is I've been describing it as it's the Empire Strikes Back of this generation. It is the Empire Strikes Back of 2018. Because
it changes the film game.
Yeah, because you look at Empire Strikes Back, Luke, arm cut off, hanging from a fucking thing. Hans,
no, I am your father.
I am your father. Hans frozen in carbonite. The bad guy won. And the bad guy didn't win. He kicked their asses. Mm-hmm. And this movie, Infinity War, was the same thing. The bad guy won.
Even worse, though. Yeah. Even worse, because at least they weren't just like, Death Star, Death Star, Death Star. No, they still, were revving up for, destroying shit. But no, Thanos is all hold on.
Hopefully that called the mic. But no, so you have so yeah, it's...
No, but, half of the universe is fucking gone, though.
Yeah.
If that's not a bad guy winning or a hero winning,
yeah. I also love how the movie just we've been rewatching all these movies, so at the end we always get to see Ant-Man will return, Iron Man will return, fucking
Captain Marvel will return.
Yeah, that Captain Marvel will return. Seeing Thanos will return.
Makes all your dreams come true because you think of him as a hero. Yes.
Thanos is the hero this galaxy deserves.
But not the one it wants. He's the Batman of this universe.
But yeah, so...
they try to say that Iron Man is Batman, but in fact, Thanos is Batman.
I mean, especially because if you watch that movie, and I'll go real deep analysis when we do the review, it's the hero's journey, but for Thanos. If you, so, the whole writing thing, the whole concept of writing, there's only 7, I believe there's 6 or 7 stories told just in different ways. Mm-hmm. One of those is the hero's journey, that's Infinity War.
Yeah.
But from Thanos' perspective, he even gets a cheesy one-liner.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Should have aimed for the head.
Anyway, but Captain Marvel, it's good. It's definitely good. I definitely recommend you check it out in theaters.
It's a good, as much as we want to say that it's not it's kind of jarring in the lineup and that, it doesn't, lead into it very well. At the same time, we've been talking about Endgame just from ending our conversation on Captain Marvel, so they did something right.
Yeah, well, I think they did something right in the fact that, you're setting up this, hopefully, secret weapon against Thanos. Okay, you now have Thor with Stormbringer and Captain Marvel, and hopefully Hulk. Although Hulk didn't do shit last time.
But Bruce Banner did!
Bruce Banner fell through space and warned them.
No, he also was in like a machine and was able to freaking...
He was in the Hulkbuster suit and did okay.
Yeah!
He did okay.
Yeah! He's not a fighter and he did okay!
I honestly think he...
That's like if I got into the Hulkbuster suit and did okay, you'd feel great for me! That's like if you got into the Hulkbuster suit and did okay. Any of us mundane plebeians would have, like, we would scream to the high heavens for.
I think I would have done okay in the Hulkbuster.
Shut up. I would have been okay too then. If it's anything like freaking a Dark Souls game, then we're good.
But no, so it's, yeah, this movie, it's fun. It has a great soundtrack, some great aesthetic going on, a little bit of 90s nostalgia.
Hella 90s nostalgia.
The real crux of it, though, is like, and I do kind of think that, yeah, you should watch this before Endgame if you're a big enough fan of these movies that you're really engaged enough to keep following this. But yeah, so next week, or not even next week, next day, we're doing Ant-Man. No, just Ant-Man.
Just Ant-Man? Sorry.
Just Ant-Man.
Just Ant-Man. Sorry, I'm a little ahead of myself.
And we wrap up Phase 2.
Hell yeah!
And then on to Phase 3, we're going to be doing 2 movies a week. Next week, we're going to be getting Civil War and Doctor Strange.
Dr. Strange, that goes well with an orange.
Then you're going to get...
Starts eating oranges on purpose while watching Doctor Strange.
I'll do that. I like oranges.
Let's do this! Eating an orange while watching Doctor Strange.
Then we get Guardians 2 and Spider-Man Homecoming. Mm-hmm. Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther.
Black Panther.
And then Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Alright.
So we're going to see Endgame day of... Probably not at midnight, but day it's out.
I'd be down.
Depends on if I have work the next day.
I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna watch it at midnight and in the morning.
I'd be down for a 10 a.m. showing again. I like 10 a.m. showing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't crowded.
Yeah, no.
We got middle seats.
But so...
I'll get the freaking tickets now.
Hold off on that.
Okay.
Because I need to find my work schedule. Because if you get midnight tickets, but I have a fucking AM shift...
Screw that. Call in. You have the time.
No.
I thought you lost time.
I did thought I lost time, but, like, I still need to conserve because Evo, so...
Okay, mister.
Sorry.
Freaking do it all. My successful, very stressed out best friend, everyone.
But when we get out of Endgame, we'll immediately go record the podcast and go give our full opinions, and we'll spoil...
Are you sure you don't want to let it sit like this one did?
No, I didn't want this one to sit. We had to let it sit.
Yeah, but, like, it stewed to a good number, and we could actually analyze it a little better.
I think we'll let it sit through the day. We'll come in that night.
Like, we could do it afterward, and then we can just play off of each other if we found flaws in it immediately.
Yeah, like, I'm definitely going to go into that movie with a notepad.
I'm not. I'll just play off of you then. You're blind. How are you going to take notes?
I can take notes fine in the dark.
Damn, so you're blind. Oh my god, you're Batman. No, even better, you're Man-Bat.
It's because I've gone to multiple press conferences and they put us in dark-ass rooms and I have to write all the time.
Well, okay. They ruined your eyesight from the beginning.
That's actually why I was really excited when the iPad Pro and Apple Pencil came out. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I stopped going to press conferences. I'm like, all right, cool.
Maybe you should just get one for this movie.
I'm honestly waiting until, like, October, November, so I can replace my mom's phone, my phone, and my tablet all at once. Yeah. So, anyway, we'll be back next week with Civil War, or we'll be back tomorrow with Ant-Man, next week with Civil War and Doctor Strange. Bye everyone. Thanks.
Once again, thank you for listening.
Yep, follow us on Twitter @TheGamerAccess, and Stephanie, what's your personal Twitter?
Lil Woman 21. LILWOMAN21.
SW.
Well, on Twitter.
Yeah.
But like everything else is just Lil Woman 21.
Yeah. And then you know me on Twitter at Gamecraft with a K. See y'all tomorrow and next week.